They say the house on Ravenhill Road never made a sound, not even the night its last resident died. No neighbors heard footsteps, no screams, not even the click of a door closing. But when investigators stepped inside, one detail instantly told them the truth. The killer had been there for hours, maybe longer. Ravenhill Road sits on the edge of Marwood, a small New England town where people still leave their doors unlocked and know their neighbors by name. It's the kind of place where crime rarely rises above petty theft, so when 26-year-old Emily Harrow, a quiet librarian known for her gentle nature, stopped showing up for work, the town noticed fast. Emily lived alone in a charming, modest white house with blue shutters. She was the type of person people described as soft-spoken but warm, someone who remembered birthdays, baked cookies for coworkers, and volunteered at the local literacy center. She had no known enemies, nothing to hint at the darkness closing in around her. On a cold Thursday morning in late November, her coworker called the sheriff's office after Emily missed 2 shifts. At first it seemed like a wellness check. But the moment deputies entered her home, the tone changed. Emily was found in her bedroom, lifeless, undisturbed, and frighteningly still. No forced entry. No signs of struggle. No obvious cause of death. And then came the detail that changed everything. Her phone was missing. What made Emily's case so unnerving wasn't only the silence surrounding it, it was the strange sense of order. Her home looked untouched. Her books were stacked neatly on the coffee table. A teacup sat by the sink. Lights off. Windows locked. Her cat curled quietly under the sofa. Yet investigators sensed intrusion. A faint, unfamiliar scent in the hallway. A coat she never wore hanging on the back of the chair. A window latch positioned slightly differently than usual, according to her sister. The only object missing was her phone, which Emily never went anywhere without. The medical examiner concluded she hadn't died naturally, but they couldn't determine the method. No signs of poisoning. No marks. No trauma. Whatever happened, it was planned, controlled, and executed with chilling calm. Sheriff Roland Pike, a seasoned investigator known for solving Marwood's toughest cases, took the lead. He quickly focused on 3 angles. 1. The mysterious coat. It wasn't Emily's. It didn't belong to family or friends. Inside the pocket, a laundromat ticket with a barely legible date. 2. A neighbor's statement. At 2:17 a.m. the night before Emily was found, a neighbor's outdoor camera captured a shadowy figure walking past, moving slowly, almost gliding, before disappearing between the houses. 3. A missing phone. The biggest clue. If they could locate her phone, they would likely find her last moments. The investigation widened. Deputies visited the laundromat. They canvassed the neighborhood. They tried to access Emily's digital accounts. Nothing broke the case open. But then came the first twist. Emily's ex, Darren Cole, resurfaced in the investigation after co-workers revealed he had shown up at the library a month before, asking to talk. Emily had politely refused. At first it seemed harmless, but further digging exposed a more troubling pattern. Phone records showed Darren had called Emily 5 times the week before she vanished. He claimed he was simply checking in, trying to repair their friendship. But when confronted about the coat, Darren insisted it wasn't his, and his alibi checked out that he had been at work on a night shift the entire night in question. Red herring. The laundromat owner remembered the coat. More importantly, he remembered the customer who brought it in. A middle-aged man, quiet, nervous, who paid in cash and avoided eye contact. No name was given. No phone number left behind. No car seen. The security camera had been broken that week, leaving investigators with nothing but a vague description. Or so they thought. The owner added one last detail. When he left, he dropped something. A tiny metal key. He didn't bother to pick it up. That key had been tossed into a lost and found jar. Investigators retrieved it. The key belonged to a storage facility on the outskirts of town. The manager confirmed the unit's renter, Harlan Wexler, a 52-year-old man living 2 towns over. A quiet, reclusive type with no criminal record. Detectives opened the unit. Inside they found dozens of notebooks filled with surveillance notes, photos of random people walking through Marwood, a list titled, "Those Who Don't Notice Me," and in a small metal box, Emily's phone. When they powered it on, they found something even more disturbing. Emily had been recorded, unknowingly, for weeks. Her phone camera roll contained dozens of images taken through windows, from bushes, through cracks and curtains. The final photo was time-stamped 2:12 a.m. the night she died. A blurry silhouette stood in her hallway. While interrogating Wexler, investigators noticed his detached, almost emotionless demeanor. He insisted he never hurt anyone, claiming he only watched. But his notes revealed a chilling obsession with people who lived quiet lives, people he believed were safe to observe. Emily, he wrote, had a rhythm that calmed him. He watched her for months, that he knew her schedule, that he knew when she slept. When asked about her death, he said only, "She stopped breathing. That's all. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to be near her." Investigators didn't believe him, but nothing in the autopsy tied him directly to her death. No fingerprints, no DNA, no cause of death. It was the perfect nightmare. A stalker present during the crime, but the method remained a mystery. A forensic specialist uncovered something overlooked in Emily's bedroom: a ventilation grill slightly ajar. Inside it, faint traces of a substance were detected, harmless in open air, but dangerous in a small, enclosed space. It was a sedative compound capable of inducing unconsciousness. The dose was subtle, but for a sleeping person with asthma like Emily, it could cause respiratory failure. Investigators cross-checked Wexler's storage unit inventory and discovered he had purchased small aerosol diffusers months earlier. They had their link. Wexler used the vent to release the sedative into her room quietly while she slept. Not to kill her intentionally, perhaps, but to immobilize her so he could observe her up close. The unintended result was fatal. Harlan Wexler was charged with second-degree murder, unlawful surveillance, breaking and entering, stalking, and obstruction. In court, he sat motionless except for the slow tapping of one finger on the table, rhythmically, methodically, as if matching a pattern only he understood. Emily's death devastated Marwood. Her co-workers created a reading program in her honor. Her home was eventually sold, but locals say the new owners moved out quickly, claiming the house never felt quite right. Some swear they still see a faint silhouette through the bedroom window late at night, standing perfectly still, watching the street. Emily's story spread beyond Marwood, becoming a chilling reminder of how easily someone can slip through the cracks of ordinary life. It also forced a re-evaluation of local stalking laws, leading to stronger protections for vulnerable residents. But the most haunting part? Investigators eventually uncovered surveillance notebooks going back 8 years, filled with the names of dozens of people he had been watching before Emily. None of them ever knew, and some names were never identified.